exactly what I'm going to say. Okay, you are able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so these are basically known as a cap role. So how we are going to create a cap role and authentication at the service layer. Okay, so first let me run the service. Okay, so now this service started running, which is very good. And now you can see here, I am able to see the application, which is of course very perfectly fine. Okay, so you have all the application which is ready. Perfect. Now, before that, right, when we are going to deploy the application, we also have to make sure that what are the roles you required in your services. To enable the role you require into the services, you need a concept called requires. Okay, so how to create any authentication at any service? Let's suppose I want these services, okay, to be restricted via some annotation. So in this case, what you can do here, you can simply use one simple concept. Let's suppose I will say annotate my service name, product shop, product shop with with at the rate at the rate. I will say require and the name of that roles, okay, which you want to actually provide. Let's suppose I want that product manager is the only one who is going to access the this particular service, else no other person shall be able to access. So now if I refresh this application, right, so if I click on go, okay, so it's still working. It's draft is enabled, right? Let me enable the draft. Okay, let me okay, so this is not getting listen. Okay, so sorry for that. There is a weird why this is not working. Let me try to use. Hmm, this is very weird. Why this is not able to listen? Product service. Service is completed. Annotate. Product shop. It require. Oh, sorry. Add the rate requires. Okay, it's requires, not require. So let me try to this. Can you see the pop-up now?
Yes, sir.
Now it allows you to ask the password. Now, if let's suppose if I do the testing here also, right? Let's suppose if I do any testing here of this as well. Let's suppose I will call just product. I will get an authentication unauthorized. I will show you. Uh, so I will do a get request. Can you see unauthorized? Because I'm not passing any user now. Did you get it? Now,
Yes,
how
sir.
now the question is that you have not deploy your application yet into your BTP. So how you can get the actual username and password? You should get some username. Otherwise, I will pass something here. I will get authentic unauthorized error. Okay. So if you want to have a look at this also, right? I will show you. So I will let me run to into some another server. Okay. So now I am running to another port. And now I will, let's suppose I added something called kuch something here. I will pass something here, and I will pass sign in. I am will get, see, it's all hanged in. And if you see here, can you see here forbidden? So now the question arises, how I'm going to get the local data. Now to get the local data, you have to do some configuration into package.json because CAP provides that flexibility for you. Okay, so now how to give the local action data, right? It's very easy. Okay, so what we are going to do, we will go to cds add. Okay, we will write cds add, and then we will do some, otherwise we can do it manually also, but we can use do it other way as well, like we can use access way. And then what we are going to do here, so instead of cds add access UA, right? What is access UA? I will show you later, but right now what you can do here in cds requires, it's a development environment, right? Right now we are in local, so we will write here development. In development we are not going to use access UA because access UA is mostly for production environment. Production means once you deploy the code to the BTP. Okay, and then you can have your like this, you can paste here like this, out. Okay, and then in here you can put what is the kind. So here we are locally, right? We are mocking it, so we will just write mock. Okay, and then we will give all our user detail here, users. We will give all our whatever the user detail which you want to use it for all authentication, we can use here. Okay, now how to give the users detail? For to you can give either email ID, password, anything. For example, if I just wanted to give for example, if I just wanted to give user, only user. Okay, so I will give, so let's suppose John I will give here. And what is the role is needed, you know, right? So if you come to the cds file, if you come to cds file, so if I have given here, right, annotated here, so what are the role I have given? Product manager, right? Correct. So if I will give product manager, right, so you have to give the role here. Okay, which role it's needed for this, otherwise this will not work. So here I will give roles, and I will give here which role it's needed. Okay, so we'll give product manager. I can give multiple username as well. For example, I can give here something called Mario. Okay, and this Mario right now will have the password also, because right now if John doesn't have, if you just put John, it will come. Now I wanted to give user with password as well. So user Mario. Let's suppose Mario has a password. Okay, so I will give Mario password. Let's suppose password can be initial, something like that. Okay, and also I have to give the role. Okay, role also. Now let's suppose I will give some more user. Okay, okay, let me some more user, which is Henry. Okay, so Henry will have the roles which is not product manager. He is maybe product developer. Okay, so now very good, interesting question. So let's go and run the code now. First of all, I will ask all of you here. So here, if I give John, will it work? Should it work? Because John has a role product manager, right? And if you see here,
Yes.
it's a product manager should work. So if I give John, see, it's working. Okay. Now what I'm going to do here, I'm going to create one more server, because that server has already. Okay. So now let's suppose if I give Henry, will Henry be able to authenticate?
No.
Okay, so let's see. So I will give Henry, and can you see here? It failed. See? So did you understand how this role collection and role authorization work?
Yes, sir.
So this is a very seamless and easy way where you can authenticate your user, you can authenticate many of your services, and it helps you to make sure that and by the way, this is just a local. Okay, so this is not just a deployment stuff, this is just a local stuff, that only you have to remember that. Okay, perfect. Okay, so now you have completed the authorization part, and also which is a very important step. Okay, so here you have learned that how you basically going to authorize your CAP service very seamlessly and easy. Okay, this is a very important stuff. Okay, now so if I come here, whiteboards, whiteboards. So if you come to the whiteboard, right? So now if I deploy my code, so now if you see here the problem, okay, let me show you the problem. So if I run any application, right? Let's suppose our port is already running, which is very bad. So CDS watch. Hmm. Okay, so for example, let's suppose I'm running on now into this port now. Okay, so if I come to this web application, right? Let's suppose I give something Alice. Not Alice, it's working. What? Okay, so now if you notice it, right? Let's suppose I have this product web app. Okay, so let's suppose I will in the package.json John is there, right? So I will authenticate John. And now, if you see here, let's suppose I do some editing. Okay, so let's suppose I edited it something. Okay, so for example, I have, or maybe what I will not do, I will edit it now. I will delete two record, deleted. Okay, so now I have only one record. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I will restart the server. So basically, I'm stopping my application, and again I'm opening my application. Okay, so it's already used, no problem. I will take another server. And if I come here, if I open it here again, so John, and if you see here, you will get all again the three record. Why it happened? Do you know? Can you figure it out? What is the reason?
We have not linked it to the DB
Yes, very good,
database.
very good, very good. Okay, perfect. So now the problem is that we are all running on the mock. You know, right? Mock. If you see here, you're connecting to SQLite, but SQLite is in memory, correct? Now, what is the in-memory issue is that, for example, you have the data, it will run when the server stop, the data completed. So now, what exactly you are happening that you are using SQLite, but SQLite is which way in memory, correct? Correct. Now you need some kind of persistent, right? So either you can use two things. You can use HANA, or if you are in local, you can still use persistent of SQLite. Let's see how we can do that. So you have to do cap provides out of the way, out of the best mechanism to do that thing. So you can see here you have a cap JS dependency. So what you can do, you can put I first of all you have to put CDS add HANA. You can put and see what happened. So basically you will have HANA and DB. It will come here. Okay. Now what we have to do here, you just have to put CDS build production. So this means that your application will get first build, all the artifact will get created into the gen folder. Okay, basically it will wrap all your DB and SRV, and now you're going to deploy it to the SQLite. So see how we will deploy it. We'll use CDS deploy to SQLite. And once we do write this code, that you will see automatically on the left hand side there's a db.sqlite folder will get created. See, can you see here db.sqlite? And now instead of HANA, I will just link it to db.sqlite. SQLite. That's it. And now I'm going to write CDS watch. Mm, okay, so basically you have to use the credential. Okay, so let me just check the DB credential way. So we will write like DB is basically we can write like a SQLite if we wish. Okay, and what we can read, right, we can put this as a deployment, or we can remove right now this part. What we can do here, we will write some more. Okay, let me just see. So we are already in the development environment, right? Let me just have a look. Okay, development DB. Okay, very good. So now we will, what we'll do, we will do some change of the stuff. We will write like this DB. Now we will say what is our DB. So basically our DB is kind. Now this time kind is what? SQLite. Okay, we are not deploying into HANA. And now once we do here, we have to give the credential name. Credential name means which database you actually wanted to deploy. So if you go here, you have to just give the name of your database. So I will give the name of my database. So if you see here, my database name is, what is the name of my database? So my database name is db.sqlite, okay, which you can see it from here. Okay, so we will just write db.sqlite. I hope this should work. Let me see. Okay, perfect. So now I am here, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to write John, and I'm going to delete one record, right? Or maybe yes, one record right now. Now I have deployed it to record, and now I'm going to restart the server again. Okay, so I will come here and I will come here. This is very irritating, so I will disable it later on. Perfect. Can you see now the to record?
Yes, sir.
So now if you see here, right, how these things are really helping you. Okay, so you have now a perfectly local database in your system. So now if you go here and if you see here few things like you can come to the DB SQLite. Okay, you first of all you can use lot of extension to visualize SQLite database. If you write here, right, SQLite, something like this, you will get lot of free extensions: SQLite Viewer, Explore, and Query SQLite database, for example, like this. So if I have installed, let's see if that will work. So I will just come here. I will write open database, or maybe I can write here SQLite, SQLite, and then I will say open database, and I'm going to write db.sqlite, which I wanted to open. It takes some time to initialize because this is a full-fledged database, right? Which you want to see. Let's see if that will not work. Then we will see some more steps. So if you see in the down, right, you are getting SQLite Explorer now. Now, if you expand it, can you see this db.sqlite now? And if you open expand it, can you see all the data which you have used it for that? See, now let's suppose you want to see the data of not draft table but a product entity. You just go and play the record, show the table. You just click on show table, you will get all the SQLite real DB record, real database. You are going to see real data in your database SQLite. Let it will take some time. Let's wait for some time. Okay, so can you see those two data now? If you see here, you are getting the two data now because you have only two data. Even though your this local mock data, you have three data. If you see here, product, see you have three data, but your SQLite DB has how many data? You have only two records. Okay. If you come to SQLite, you can also see a lot of things like you can query it out. Okay. Okay. Like this, you can query this one. This is an HTML one. That's not my interest. Why this is sometimes is very slow. See, this is a query. So you can format the documents and you can see the query table records. See, you have two record, right? Audi and data. See. Similarly, you can go and see lot of things. Okay, so if you expand this one, right, and if you see here, right click, and you will say show table. Okay, so I see. Can you see the table data now? Can you able to visualize the real data in your database?
Yes.
So this is how the as you can say CAP provides very seamless way to integrate with SQLite database. Okay, and this is one of the very important steps before we go further. Now, if you see one more problem, right, we are facing right now, right, that if you see here, whenever I'm doing CDS watch, whenever I'm doing CDS watch, first of all, I have to always have to change the port because 4004 is the problem now. But anyway, if that is the case, let's do right now. But if you see here, whenever we do like this, right, we have to, okay, so we have to always click on go to receive check the data, correct? Now there is a concept called initial load which you can do it and make your application more better. So let's suppose, I will show you up how you can do that. So you have to expand your product. Okay, you have to again go and show the page map. Okay, close all, and then once you come to the page map in the list report, you just have to edit it, and you have to come to the table, and you have to come here initial load, and you just have to enable your initial load, and once you enable it, then your whole magic works here. Okay, so if I again refresh this time, and you will notice that you are getting a data. Can you see here? You don't have to click a go button. See, and now if I disable it, see what is the problem now. Now let's suppose if I off it, if I switch off, then again the problem which I'm getting is that I have to click on go to get the data. Now you get the point. So now what I'm going to
Yes.
do, I will initialize my initial load, okay, so that I will get rid of this nonsense. Perfect, very good. Now I have only three data added. So what I will do, I will again deploy my database to mock data to SQLite so that I can get all the three data, because right now I will just do SQLite. Again, I will deploy the code to the SQLite. And now if I do plain code, so now you can see three data is now available now. Okay, so if I do CDS watch, and now if you notice it, right, where is your connect to DB is happening? Can you see? Instead of memory, it is happening at db.sqlite. Remember? Okay. So now we are going to put follow link, and here you go. So John, and now you can see here you have three records. First of all, now I'm going to do right now that, as I've already explained you that authorization part. So I'm going to uncomment this thing. Two things I will uncomment. Okay, that I don't need, by the way. One is OData draft enable right now. Okay, and this annotation. I will just comment it out. Perfect. Very good. Now let's go. And before doing the deployment, which is our final step, I have to write some business logic, because if you notice it out, we have written a lot of actions. So what we are going with that action? Let's do some write of logic and see how we can enhance it. Because right now, if you see here, nothing will do. We will write here something. We will order the product, but nothing is happening. So even though we will put something here and we'll order the product, it will go here because you haven't implemented the code, right? So is it best to implement the code? Correct. So let's go and implement the function actions which we have implemented. Any questions you have, by the way? Questions, no problem. Ask anything which you wish, or you are really comfortable.
Yeah. Actually, on this screen, you have written async. I think it's asynchronous something. Is that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, mm, like, is there anything which is synchronous request also?
No, no. So why we need asynchronous? It's a very good question you ask, Prem. Okay, why we need asynchronous, right? Because CAP always recommend, or no, not CAP, a Node.js recommendation is that whenever you are calling, right, you should always use an asynchronous call, because when you are calling some system, you should expect a response. Correct? Once
Hmm.
you get the response, then only you should go for, because it's asynchronous call, right? So when you're calling some, let's suppose you call the database, so you get the response, okay, and you get the response, and then you will move the to the other step. Okay, that is why is always recommended to use an asynchronous call rather than synchronous, because if you use synchronous, then parallelly multiple command will run, right, which is not good. So first of all, you have to make sure that your remote connectivity call happen correctly, then you are going to move further with the other stuff. Okay.
Do we have any case where we need to have the synchronous request also?
Ideally, Node.js recommendation doesn't allow that. Okay, but no, I don't think so. But if there will be some scenario, then of course you have to implement it. Maybe let's suppose you want to call two system, but parallelly, even though you call two system parallelly, you anyway have, you can use via the asynchronous call also. That's not a problem via multiple way. But asynchronous is not, I have seen into right now in at least the Node.js world. Good. Any questions more? Very good question, by the way. Now, just you have asked a question, right? Then I will also ask you to explore this concept called asynchronous. You have already seen the promise. What the promise will do, right? Now what will happen, right? When you send a asynchronous call, you might get a response which has the data, or you might not get a response which has the data. Okay, it's a asynchronous call. Now, if you use promise in the asynchronous call, so basically, a promise is a function in Node.js. So if you use a promise, then this will make sure that this statement will run perfectly. Your command will return the data, and once you receive the data, then only it will go to the next step. So it's a very interesting concept. So you just have to study this concept of promise in Node.js. Okay, so it's very interesting concept. So you can anything, you can scalar something they have given. What is promise? So if you see here, right, if you see here this part, Promises are objects that represent eventual completion, that represent the eventual completion or failure of an asynchronous operation. Did you get it? So now promises can have three possible states, right? Let's suppose you did the asynchronous call, it's still ongoing. Maybe it's a pending status. Okay, maybe it's a fulfilled status means it's completed, or maybe the rejected status when the target system rejected the call. Okay, so promises make sure that your whole statement runs perfectly. So how the promises run, what are the concept promises? Please go and study that. This is a good to explore these things to make sure that you are. So you can see that constant sum asynchronous function, and then you can return new promise. So you have to always say return new promise. So you can use this concept in the cap as well. Okay, so I can also share you into the chat. You can please go and study it. By the way, very good question. Okay, any more question? Okay, then let me give me some 2 minutes time to have a water and let me come back. Okay, so let's go and play with some custom logics, okay, which we are going to write now in our application. And we will see that how this custom action are going to modify your whole journey. So I'm not going to write every actions. You are going to write few actions by your own, and I'm going to support you on few actions so that you also learn parallelly on that. Okay, so now if I see the button, let's implement this order product. So order product, if you see here, is product name and stock. And what I'm going to do that I'm going to basically order the product here. Okay. So let's suppose if right now if my stock is 132, I can order 10 more stocks. So automatically this should get reflected to 142 or 52, whatever it is there. Okay. Now if you see here, we have written few things here, okay, on, after, before. Similarly, we are going to implement this functionality here as well for our actions. So first of all, let's suppose if we try to do a before handler, that whenever we are going to order the product, we will see that if the stock is less than if the stock is greater than 500, then we are not going to order the new stock. Correct? You understood? So now if you see all these three data, if I'm saying that if my stock is greater than 500, I cannot order more new stock, I should get an error. In this case, I have three example. Which one is the relevant example?
Tata.
Tata. Perfect. So in Tata, if I click order product, I should get an error, but in the rest, I can order the new product stock. Whenever I will order the new stock, and whenever I will place the order, automatically the stock should get updated. So basically, I have to directly update the database. Okay, so let's go and start it. So first of all, we have to know actually which action you wanted to create. So we will go here and we will see that, okay, our action name is order product, okay, which is good. So whenever we write any kind of validations on any of the things, the recommended way is that you should use before handler. You can of course use it in on handler or after handler, but this is a recommended way that all the validation, initial validation, user authentication validation, all these things you have to write it in before handler. All the select query, all the response of the data, you can do it in your on handler. So okay, so I will do srv dot before, okay, and I will write my action name. Okay, so this is my action name, so I will write asynchronous. So first of all, it's not always mandatory to write asynchronous. If I don't write it, still it will work. Okay, but the recommended approach is that you should write asynchronous call, but it's not always mandatory to write it out. Okay, it's not that if I don't write it, I will end up in error. Okay, so now once we have written this before handler, we have to, first of all, we have to check our stock. So what exactly is the stock? So let's suppose if I go and select it, I can directly get the stock. Now the question is that how you are going to get that one. Okay, so now let me show you something. So if I just say console.log, let's suppose see what exactly it's coming here in request.data. First of all, what exactly it's coming here in the request.data. Okay, so okay, that's not a problem. Okay, very good. And now I'm going to, let's suppose Let's suppose if I am trying to order this product name is Tata, and stock I will put something here, something called 13 stock, and I will say order product. Now what happened? Okay, so service product shop has no handler, something blah blah happened. But can you see I'm getting a response now? Okay, and now if you notice one more thing, I will write one more console dot log. I will say request dot params. Let's see what happened here. Okay, so why this is always terminating? So let me just do one thing. Okay, it's always creating a lot of irritations for me. So what I'm going to do here, because this 400 port has gone out of my bucket, so it's very difficult to get this thing. Okay, let's try CDS watch. Okay, bash. This one is already running, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stop this one. Let it stop. Okay, and I will restart it. This happens. This is the issue common. So sometimes it's very irritating that you have to always change the port and do all those things. So let me just again start. It will should work for me. Okay, so good. So let me try to start the code again. Okay, perfect. So now you can see here 4004 is working. Oh, what happened? Okay, perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. Very good. Okay, and now what I'm going to do, order product, I will say BMW and I will say 1500 stock, something I can do. And if I come here, I can see that I'm getting an ID also. Can you see this one? Okay, so now that is the advantage of using bound action, which I told you last week, right? That you can automatically get it, the ID also of that particular thing entity. Okay, so now if you see here, if you see here, if in this actions, if I just remove this title. Let's suppose I remove this product name. I don't want product name. Let's suppose I just want title stock, for example. So why this? What is the problem? Something is the problem. I really don't understand. Okay, so now if I see here order product, I just need to give the stock name and that's it. And if I see here, I can get the ID, correct? And what are the stock? So now it's very interesting. Now I can directly go, and what I'm going to do here, I'm going to, first of all, I'm going to, whenever I don't know, right, what exactly is my stock, correct? I don't know, right, what exactly is my stock. So existing stock, because I have to check, right, that my stock should always be lesser than 500, correct? So in order to that, what I have to do, I have to do select query, right? I have to fetch the data from the database and select my original stock, correct? So how to write a select query? That is a very interesting thing. You can also get in Kapire this thing. Okay, so if you come to the Kapire, okay, if you are coming here and you just have to go working with CDS query language, you can also go and see lot of how to build SQL statement, how to execute SQL statement. If you come to the CDS part, you can go to query language and you can see lot of query. Okay, we are doing so. Okay, so I'm also going to do that same thing, not more than that, but you can visit all the how the select query is written. Very simple, straightforward. Let's suppose I wanted to fetch a stock. So how do I will fetch a stock? I will say constant result, constant result is equal to. Now whenever you are using asynchronous, okay, I told you, right, that it will go and it will hit the system and it will take the response. Now you can, with the asynchronous, it is always recommended and mandatory approach that you should use await. So if you don't use await and if you use you can say other query, like I will show you select. And how to write the query, you have to write select, okay, and you have to write which field you want to pull. So I want to pull stock, okay, from where, from dot, from which entity? Can anybody tell me? Where is the stock situated? In the product, right? So if you see here, where which service my stock is there in this, right? Product, correct? So I will fetch the product. Okay, I will fetch the product. I will pass my database that I want to say, and then I will say on which, what is the condition, which ID you want to pull. So my id will be what? So ID you are getting in request.params, right? If you see here, that is what you are getting here, right? So you can just come here and say request.params, and then this is an array, right? So you have to write 0. And now if you don't write await, okay, so you just do console.log, and now you will say uh, select query result, something like that. You can do select query result, something you can, so that you can also understand. Select query result, and then you can say result. And now if I'm saying CDS watch, okay, and I'm reloading it, and I am just going to come here, order the product, 14 stock I want to order. I will just click on order product, and you can see here I will get a response to error. First of all, I will get first error I am getting is that product is not defined. Why this error is coming? Why this product is not defined? I have already exposed the entity, right? But why it is not coming here? Why it is saying that this product is not defined? Can anybody tell me? Any guesses? Any guesses? Any guesses, please? Why this product is not telling that product is not defined. Why this product? Why it is not able to identify product entity? Think. No problem. Think, or say some random answer also, which can be wrong, but don't worry.
I think we have to write the using database.
Sorry, using database means. See, now the problem is that, right, you have exposed your service here, okay? You have exposed your entity in this file, but you haven't imported it here, right? If you see here, you haven't imported here in this file. How it can be integrated? So you have to write, you have to uncomment this part, constant product. You have to fetch the product entity. You have to just say srv dot entities. So what will happen, right? It will fetch all the entity which are in available in service. So first of all, it will fetch all the entity, but I'm just fetching the product. So now it will give you the product entity here itself. Now if I will run, will not get that error. Okay, cannot destructive property of a service as it is undefined. Why it is undefined? This is very interesting thing. Hmm. Hmm. Cannot restructure property of as it is undefined. Why this is undefined? Hmm. Let me just first of all remove this thing. Just looking tell srv dot in spelling is wrong. Entities. Okay, perfect. And now let me try to paste the query. And if I will come here, now if you see here, right now I'm writing an async, right? So what I'm going to write, I will not write asynchronous. I will write rather await. Okay, await. Okay, so let's see what is that. So now can you see the error now? What it is saying, await expression are only allowed within asynchronous function. Why? Because this will only make sure, because if you write asynchronous, then only it will understand, okay, this is an asynchronous call and I have to await for that query. Okay, so now I will do cds watch again, and I will come here and I will just going to I will product order something here. I will do product order something. And can you see here, are you getting the stock result? Is select query working correctly now? What is the stock result you are getting?
Yes, 132.
Yes, exactly. Now I will write a condition. So first of all, before writing condition, let me also write a on handler, because every time it is giving me error on handler, all this thing, right? So let me just write on handler and just I will leave it alone. Okay, so I will just write on handler so that I will not encounter error. Perfect. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to say if okay, if I will say result, or if request dot data dot stock. So whatever I have ordered from the UI. So this is a way to write a select query. Okay, if that is greater than, okay, or I can write one more thing. Okay, so if result, so this is the, if this is the response, right? Result, and then this is an array. Okay, so I will write array 0 and then dot stock to dot stock. So now this will come at 132. Now if this is greater than, if this is greater than, how many I should do? Basically, ideally, the best way I should keep it as 500 only. Okay. So I order this. So I will, if the result of stock is greater than 500, okay, then I will return an error message. Okay, so now you will see how I'm going to return an error message in the form of reject. So I already have a request, right? So what I will do, I will reject the request. So how I will reject the request? In the terms of error. So we say request dot, either you can use reject, okay, or you can also say error. Okay, request dot error, and then you can define your error message, your own custom error message with code. So I will say code 400, and I will say message, and I will say something that stock should not be greater than 500. Okay, something like that. This should work. So let's try now. So I will come here. Okay, let's try this one. 440 stock I want to order. Can you see the error message now? Yes, no, anything. Can you see the error messages? How beautifully you are fabricating an error message.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
And now let's try to order this one. 32. See, this is not giving the error. Clear? Understood how we can write some validation also?
Yes, yes.
Now let's do and really do a order of our entity. For example, now if I'm come to order product, so now I will write all the validation that now I am correct here. So now whatever, if any failure will happen, it will happen here. Now let's come to the on part, because now here we have to do some stuff. Okay, so here we are, first of all, we will create a global variable. So we will say let stock, something like that. Let stock, something like that. Okay, and I will come here and I will, or let product stock, something like that. Let original stock, something like that. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to pass the original stock here. Yes. So original stock is equal to how much? This is the original stock, and I am going to pass value this one here. So you can also write console.log instead of this whole select query. We will write like this: console.log original stock, and then I will pass original stock. So now this is, you got the original stock, okay? And now what is the updated stock? If you order something, then what is the updated stock? So it's very simple. So we will say let updated stock will be how much? The stock which you have ordered. So stock you have ordered, request dot data dot stock plus what? Original stock. Correct? Correct, right? So I will print that updated stock now. So I will print that updated stock, and I will say updated stock. Let's see. Updated update stock. Now I will write CDS watch. Very good. It will reflect, and I will say, so 132 is the new one. I will write 200 more. So now, so what is the original stock and what is the updated stock? Correct.
Yes, yes,
Now we have to update 332 into our database, right? So we
yes,
have to write a update query, correct?
yes, yes.
Okay, so first of all, let make ID also global, because global ID also will make sure, right? Let ID something I can write, and then I will write ID is equal to request dot param 0, something like that I will write. Okay, so that is my ID. Now, perfect. So here also I can write it, but I'm writing in another way. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to update our product entity. So I will say constant result is equal to await, and I will write update statements. I will write update and update what? Update my product entity, correct? Product entity. Now you have to update the product entity. Now what you are going to update? I'm going to update with stock. With stock. What is the new stock which you want to update? My new stock value is update stock. So I will just copy here. I will paste the update stock. Now, what is the ID which you want to update? So I will say where I will say either I will say request ID, or either will say request dot params dot zero I can put, or I can put ID also, which I have created a global variable. Both I can put it. Wish, okay. So with ID and ID I can put it. So now I have done. I can also put console.log result, something like that. Mm, updated query result, something I can write. Updated query result, and I will say result. Sorry, result. Okay. So now I have did it out. Let's see. Let's see the magic now. So I will do here CTS watch. CTS watch. Let's suppose order product. I will say 300. Okay, and I will get the order product. So product order is done. So let's suppose, okay, so query result means one means it is updated. 432 is the updated stock. So I will come here. I will still 132. So what I will click, I will refresh. I will click on go. See, is it updated?
Yes, sir.
Did you feel that it is very good, very easy to implement? Now, if I refresh, see, it is all coming 432. Now, I will show you how you can implement an error, you can say a message, okay? It can be either your, you can say successful message, because I already shown you the error message, right? But you can also put notification message or success message like, okay, I have placed the order. Okay. So in this case, you can write return, okay, request in this time request dot error, you have to pass request dot notify, okay, and you will say something like, okay, I'm passing order placed, okay, order placed order placed, successfully placed, order placed, updated value updated, successfully order placed, updated value, updated stock is now, you can give the updated stock value. You just put dollar quotation and give the exact update stock value here like this, and you can see. Now we will see here. Perfect. Here I go. The order product. I will add some 20 more. So now it is 432, 20, 432 plus 20, it is 452. So I'll click on order process. Can you see the message now? And can you see now 432 plus 20 is 452. Perfect. Now same thing you can do it from the detail page also. Here also, let's suppose now it is 452, right? Here also you can order one more. I order 20 more. 452 plus 20 means 472. So I will click on order product. See, you are getting a message here. Order placed. Updated stock is now 472. Okay, you can then refresh it. See now, did you feel any issue here? You have to implement the same logic for other also from in our next class. Remember that I'm leaving these few things like fingerprint. Just imagine, think what you can implement for fingerprint or creating purchase order. Just think what you can do here. Okay, and let me know. Okay, clear?
Yes, sir.
So I'm going to push the code to the GitHub so that you can all action implementation commit yes, and I will create a new branch. Create branch, and I will say action and authorization, something like that, and then I will publish the branch. Yes, and I will go come here, and if you see this GitHub repository, you will have the new actions and authorization. And if you see here, I have implemented all the logic which you are looking for. See. Perfect, fine. Now we have deployed the code. Now it's time for the deployment, okay, which we have to see. But before we go and do the deployment, okay, real deployment, okay, or what I can do, let's go and do the real deployment, and then in the end we will see consumption of data from S4 system or on-premise system. Okay, in the meantime, let's take a 15 minutes break this time because we have already been given. So 457 is there. We will just meet at 5:20. Okay, 13 minutes break only. Okay, 5:20 we are going to start with the deployment. Is it fine for you, that was break?
Yeah, sir. Sir, I have a question.
Hmm.
Can we connect on-prem HANA database with this db.files, etc.?
No. db.sqlite, right?
And
No.
instead of db.sqlite, can we
Uh-huh.
connect the on-prem database also?
Which is an HANA database. So if I just show my screen to you, all of you. So when we do deployment of CAP application production, okay, so we have to focus on two things. Number one is that we have to add HANA, okay, and then the thing is that we have to add authorization and trust management, which is access UAA. Access UAA is for authentication, okay, that which user has to get authorized to access our application, and HANA is for the persistency of the database. Now it's very simple to add the HANA database. So let's suppose if you want to add HANA database, so you have already added it. Okay. So let me first of all remove that, and you will notice that when I will add CDS add HANA production, automatically this DB HANA will get activated. Now you also have to make sure that you you also have to make sure that you are also able to create the authentication and trust management service, and for that you have to use an access UA. So you have to just click CDS add access UA dash production. Now if you do this, then you can see here your authorization is now access UAA. Now it's very interesting thing now. So you have a lot of things. So first of all, let's delete a few older things. So how to delete? First of all, let's go and see if login. Let's try to log in first of all. Let's see if we are logging or not. So we are not logging. So okay, so I will just go and copy paste this token, and I will save this. Okay, so now first of all, I will see what are the deployed application I have, and so I will just use CDF, and if I have one Hello World application which is deployed, so basically I will remove this. So how I will remove CDS and deploy, CF and deploy. I will just type this Hello World, okay, and say dash dash remove dash dash service keys. Okay, so mm, delete. I have to delete the services of all the things. I have to also delete the service keys relevant also of that. So if I do like this, then this will, you can notice here that this will, command will start deleting whole your application and services which are the part of that application. Okay, so if you see here, okay, so maybe I got that issue. Okay, so first of all, let me just let me deploy it here then. Okay, so I will come to this. Perfect. So here I can deploy it. So now what I'm going to do, let me in the sandbox only I will apply now. Okay. Now, first of all, you have to create a HANA database. So without that HANA cloud, so you cannot able to persist the data, right? So let's go and create a HANA cloud into our sub account. So we will come to our sub account. So let's suppose I choose sandbox as sub account. I will come to the HANA cloud. I will just click on manage SAP HANA cloud, or not manage is also not needed. Just click on create and just create SAP HANA database. So you will come to the SAP HANA Cloud Central where you will get the flexibility to add your HANA database. So just click on that, choose SAP HANA Cloud HANA database. So basically, this is a very important step where you're going to learn how to create SAP HANA Cloud on SAP Business Technology Platform. So I will click on next step. So now you can see you can give your instance name. So I will give my instance name as product DB. Okay, a product HANA DB. Okay, something like that, and then I have to just give some password. So I can give some password which is relevant. Okay, and I will say next step. This is your wish, how much memory, so I will just keep 16 GB right now. I will click on next step. I will choose allow all IP address, and I will say next step, and I will say review and create instance. So now what is going to happen that your HANA cloud is going to be created onto your sub account. So now this will help you to make sure that your HANA cloud is available into your sub account, and then you can deploy multiple application onto your HANA database. Okay, not found. Something is wrong. Okay. Okay, so I have already created one HANA database, right? That is why this whole issue is coming. So what I can do it, I will come here to the dev space and I'm going to delete this HANA database. Or else what I can do, I will either, because I have shown you this or how to create. So what I can do, I will just restart the same existing one. So I will basically start the HANA because it's in a stop condition only, right? And it is working fine. So I will start the HANA database. And now let me go and change my target. Perfect. I change my target now, which is good. And if I come here, okay, no problem. Come to the trial, choose dev space. Okay, so you can see updation is in progress, which definitely is good. So we will see once it is updated. So we will try to create this whole application. Good. So now once it is done, before that, we have to follow some thing. Maybe you can say a few steps to start before starting the deployment. It's a very important step. Why we need that thing? Like for example, you have to create and deploy an HTML5 application repository and all these things that we have to do it right. So let's go and see how we are going to work on that particular thing. Okay. Okay. Now, before deploying the application, you have to make sure that you have the required quota or memory into your application. And how to see that? That you have to come to your sub account and come to your trial in entitlement. And if you see here, you will notice that there is a memory which is known as you just search with the memory. Then you will see Cloud Foundry runtime, which is 4 unit, which is already available to this assignment. So you have already have completed the first prerequisite. HANA Cloud, you have already created it, which is very good. Okay, and now it's time to see that what are the things which we can do while deploying the application. Now, before we deploy our application, the first thing is that we have to create a multi-target application. Now, I have already told, I may not have told you what is multi-target application, but multi-target application helps you to achieve a very seamless deployment into any application. Just imagine that you created now this application, and you have, so that deleted. So let's imagine that you have a multi-target application, and in the multi-target application, you add all the services which you want to deploy. So for example, here you have noticed initially that many of the services I have created manually, or service key I have to create manually. So just imagine that you just tell the MTA that which of the services you want to deploy into your BTP, and automatically MTA will take care of that. And the good thing of MTA is that MTA will create one wrapper file called mtar. So you don't always need to build your application. You just build application one time, create an mtar file, and you can deploy it into any zone, any data center. It doesn't matter. You will get the wrapper file and you can automatically do that. So let's show you how to first create an MTA. To create an MTA, you have to write cds add MTA, and if you see here, you will get one file called mta.yml. And if you see here, MTA will automatically understand what is the service name you need, what is the other endpoint like readiness health checkup point or check-in point, or you can say a DB deployer, all these few basic detail, right? You will get all these instructions here. Now this is just a basic deployment services which you have created. Now you have to create an app router. What does that mean by app router? That manage there are two type of app router. One is a standalone app router, another one is a manage app router. Now what this manage app router, just a moment, let me try to delete old application, now it is deleting. So now what this manage app router will do, not what this manage, so now what this manage app router will do, that it will help you to route your application in a cloud founded environment automatically. So you don't need basically an infrastructure to get a routing to your application. Manage application or app router enable you to access your SAP UI5 application in cloud founded environment. Okay, so basically provide you a full-fledged UI navigation. Okay, so now you can see here, right? Let's suppose I have MTA. So once I have done MTA, I've just deployed my mtar file, okay, which I've created. And now if you notice it, right, all the services is now automatically getting deployed, deleted. Okay, so I haven't have deleted manually. It will automatically getting deleted. Let me show you up. See, it is started deleting. Many of the services already got deleted. Okay, let's anyway. That is another question. But how to create a manage application router? Very best thing is that go to your view command palette and just tell that create mta module from template. Now if you come here, it will ask you two things. You want SAP Fury application or app router configuration. Tell that I wanted to add an app router configuration into your existing MTA project, because you already have an MTA file, right? You just want to add app router configuration. Just click on start. Okay, these all things you have to just fill it up and automatically this will take care. So I want to add product shop. Come here and give your file location that you want to sell product shop, and then you once you come here, click on next. And then you have to fill up few basic detail that you want manage app router. If you have any project, you can say a unique name. You can add your unique name. Let's suppose I add product shop, something like that. And then yes, do you have a plan to add a UI? You will say yes, I of course have a plan to add a UI. And then you will say next. And once you do it right, it will ask action what exactly you want to do in your access security.json. You want to override or you want to not override. So in this case, you will say that, hey, do not overwrite my access security.json. Just go and generate it. And now if you notice the MTA, you will get lot of things. Okay, this point will get automatically generated for you. Okay. So now if you see here, you have this destination content, which is your HTML5 repository. HTML5 application repository will help you to create a managed application router so that you can route to your application very seamlessly. Okay. Any question first of all? Okay, so now you have already done most of the things. So now let's go and add Fury Launchpad configuration. So in this here, right, so you will come here and I will say open application info, open application info. And just go and say add Fury Launchpad configuration. Click on that. And here you have to add few basic detail, okay, like what is your semantic object. So I will say my semantic, anything you can give here. So I will give product shop. That is what I'm following up, right? So you just give product shop. Okay, actions, you can give something like you want a display action. Okay, and you can give your name of your application. So product shop you can give. Okay, and then what you will do, you will click on finish. Okay, and what exactly will happen if you go to your app, products, web app, and manifest.json, you will see some step which is getting created, which is here. If you come here, you have seen here, right? You have product shop, display you have given, okay, and you have given the semantic object as product shop. Okay, this will create a Fury Launchpad tile. So have you seen in your S4HANA cloud system or on-premise Launchpad or Fury Launchpad, you will see multiple tile of your application. Have you noticed that, right? All these things are happened by this manifest file. Okay, so basically you will get a Fury Launchpad tile. Okay, and this will help you to achieve this navigations from your application router. Now you have to add some deployment configuration. So you can come here and you will say that, hey, I want to add, all these are low code tool. Okay, so you don't have to go and change the code. Okay, you can do it, but the best way is that you should avoid it because everything is auto. So first of all, it's asking, please choose a target. I will say, okay, I wanted to deploy to my Cloud Foundry environment. My destination name is local cap API. Okay, and that is my yes, and I will say finish. That's it, and it will generate your deployment configuration. So what is deployment configuration? It will generate, it will create one public service. So if you come here in the end, if you come, it will generate it generated. So if you see here, SAP cloud public is equal to true, and what are the name of the service. Okay, so this will be get generated, which helps it to make sure that you now can deploy your application to your Cloud Foundry. Now we are very good, and now what we have to see here, which is very important, how to build that code. So now if you see here, your application is perfect. It's very good. Now if you see here, there is one file which is MTA file. You can right click and build the MTA project like this, or you can just put MBT build. If you write this command, one folder will get created. Okay, right now it is not available, but one folder will get created with name mt underscore archive. Okay, where you have mtar file. Okay, so let's see. See, the building of your application has started. Okay, can you see this mt underscore archive folder? And can you see that your mtar is generated now? With this mtar, even if I give this mtar file to you just now, you can just use this mtar file and just write one command and deploy your application to any places you want. You don't need whole application bucket now. So your all application, your big application which you have right now created, has been came into this particular wrapper file. Now let's go and deploy this file. So how to deploy? You have to come to this mt underscore archive first of all folder, because you have to run the command, right? Just type cf deploy, and what is the name of the mtar file? Product shop 1.00 mtar. And now you will see the magic. Your up once command, you just put one command, and your application has started getting deployment without any kind of interruption. With, see, all the services getting created. So now if you see here, if I just refresh, if I just go and if I will come here, 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 can you see here all this thing getting created? Product shop db service schema. See, product shop db. See, product shop db getting, yes, no, anything.
Yes, sir.
So this mtar file, right, will help you to do a seamless deployment. And see how this is getting created. So I don't have to create all this. So let's have a product shop out. I can do create manually also, or I can create manually also and then bind my application. But I have just given my MTA. I've just, if you come here, if I just created like this, open with MTA editor. So if I come open with MTA editor, you will see that I just have to define that which resource. So let's suppose resources. If I see here, right, I have just defined that, hey, I want this product shop out, which is all these details. Okay, I want destination service, repo service, product shop DB. I just define into my resource in one single file. So if you see the file structure also, you will see all those detail in here. Okay, so product shop html5 repo host, similarly for auth, and you can see here out of the box all these things are getting created for you. See, access ua. So you don't have to create all this thing manually. Rather than this will help you that with seamless implementation you can able to deploy your application more seamlessly, more easily, without doing any kind of manual approach. So let the application get deployed. Okay, so now you can see your application got started, and if you see in your cockpit, you will see here that your application is got started. Can you see here? And now if you go to your HTML5 application repository, so if I will come here, or because as you have deployed HTML5 application, right? So your all your application will be UI will be deployed into this HTML5 application. So you just have to click this HTML5 application. It will contain all the HTML5 application that you have deployed. So can you see here this one, product shop? Okay, just click on that and you will see the deployed URL, not local, or see these are all deployed URL. It is getting authenticated, and now once it is authenticated, you will see the data here. Can you see now? These are all deployed URL, public app URL. Okay, don't worry, I will also give you this URL, but let's first integrate into the launchpad services, because right now if you see here, it is not integrated as a tile. It is just whenever I'm clicking it, it is just giving me a application, but I want a tile. Okay, I want a launch page. Okay, so how to get a launchpad? So for that there is a separate service which is available, which is known as SAP Build Work Zone. Okay, now, what this SAP Build works on does do, right? SAP Build works on provides a managed application a router where you can create and integrate multiple application into a site. Basically, you will create one site. Okay, so let's suppose I will show you up. So I will create. Let's suppose I will delete this site first of all, and I will create a new. So before that, once you create it, you have to do follow some simple step. So first of all, you will have to come here. You have to deploy whatever you have application you have deployed into this HTML5 application. Now you have to refresh your channel. What channel will do, it will pick up all the application from this HTML5 application where it has been deployed. So now once it is getting updated, so once it's updated, you will see your product shop application into this build work zone. Perfect, it is updating. I hope this will might get updated now. So you will come here, and then what you will do here, you will come to this just let me just you come here to the content explorer, click on that, and can you see this here, product shop? Is it available? Now you have to add it to our launchpad. Just click on that and just say add. Okay, right now I will remove this process trigger. This is no longer needed. This is no longer needed. This is a part of later section, so I will not add it in front of you. So I will just add the product shop application. Okay, and now I will come to the content explorer, content manager, and now what I'm going to do here, that I'm going to add all this thing into one group. Okay, so I will basically create this product shop group. Okay, I will come back. I will create this a product app, a group, separate group, and I'm going to click on edit, and I'm just have to click on this product shop, activate this product shop. I will save it. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to provide a role that right now everyone should see it. Even you also, if you want to see it, you can also see this product shop. Maybe I can remove this customer request form. This is not needed now. Okay, and I will come here and I will create one site. So this is a launchpad site. So I will say product shop, something like that. I will create and I will come back, and I just have to click on this link. Okay, go to site. And once I will go to the site, you can see here my launchpad. Can you see now? And once I click on this, I will then get routed to my application. Did you understand what I have did? And now if you gone to launchpad, you can come here. So now if you want to create multiple launchpad, you can add multiple application. Let's suppose in the same launchpad, if I want to add this application as well, so I will show you. So I will come here, I will add, let's suppose I have one more application which I will come. So I will come to the product tab, I will say edit, and I will say accept, save. Let's suppose, and if I will come here, not this one, it visible. Everyone, let me see, and then I will come here. I will save, and here. See, can you see two more tiles like this? Okay, your product shop is here. There are two more form. Okay, two more application which is navigated to another one. Okay, so if I open it, it will get navigated to another one. Okay, so now you can see here, right? So now I will just first of all I will remove this thing. This is not needed, so I will remove it. Mm, Perfect. Now if you want to do some setting, you can go and add some setting, whichever you wish. For example, if you want to add some personalization, search, notification, or something like that. If you want to show notification, you can use yes, or okay, that's enough right now. So you can see here you are getting one notification icon. So all the notification you will get it here. Example, okay. For example, if you do some changes, okay. So if you come here, if you do ideally what exactly I wanted to say here. For example, if you order one product, okay. So now example I have ordered 20 more product. I will say order product. So now you can see here my product got updated. So I will save here. So now it's got to 152. So I have to implement one small logic. Then what this logic will do, that it will create a notification, alert notification, that okay, something has happened, something has happened, something has happened. Okay, it's a very important and not that much important, but yeah, it's a part of the tool. Now I wanted you to give the access. So what exactly you can do here, can you both send me your email address so that you can also go and check this thing right now. So I have to just add you to my user account, Nilesh and Prem. Can you just send me your email address, which you have opened SAP BTP account? Okay, I got from Nilesh. Okay, and I will add Nilesh a few roles. Okay, so roles basically is that much is not needed. You just need few roles like launchpad, advanced theming, external user. I can give product administrator if you think. Okay, so here you go. And can you access this application, Nilesh, right now? And I'm just going to Prem. Nilesh, let me know if you're able to access now. Okay, so Prem, let me give you right now. Prem, Prem. Okay, I have given two roles. So okay, so Prem, you can also now access. Can you just let me both of you know?
Yes, sir. I am able to access the application.
Very good, very good. What about Prem?
Yes, I am able to see the product show file.
No, just click on that product shop file. You will see the application and
After
do some
clicking it,
operation. You're able to see Prem?
yeah, I am able to see.
Do some operation, do some order product, do some order of the product. I wanted to see some order of the product you should do. Okay, so right now please order the product of as a vendor. I'm asking Nilesh right now to order BMW. Okay, so please order BMW of 30 stock right now. Nilesh, please do that. So once you do it, please let me know. I will see the updated stock.
I already updated 38. It's golden
38 for
now.
BMW. For which one, Nilesh?
BMW.
It is not visible. Ah, 230 it is coming. Very good. Very good. What about Nilesh? Have you updated? Nilesh, can you order for Audi now? 50 stock.
Yeah, I am added the 200 stock in the order.
Okay. Okay. So you have ordered 200 more. Okay.
So previously it is 121. Now it is showing 321.
Ah, okay. For Audi you have did it, right? Perfect. Very good. Very good. So now did you understood it?
Yes.
Okay. So allow me to share the screen. Perfect. So now if you come here, right, where is our application now? Yes. So there is a concept called SAP API Business Accelerator Hub. So this is a very important place where you are going to, if you remember when I was giving you the introduction, I've already explained you about this concept that this is a repository of all the APIs, whether it is API, whether it is anything, it doesn't matter. Whole integration approach it is shown here. So if you see here, right, everything, whether it is body, BAPI, CDS views, certain adapter, graph, event, whatever you A to Z, everything are available here. So if you see here, right, everything's are available here. Now, to access in API, is this Business Accelerator Hub provides a very best way and easy way where you can go and access the API. Okay, so it has a lot of places I will show you up. Okay, that's don't worry how to integrate this thing. Yeah. So if you come here, right, this SAP, let's suppose I wanted to consume my data from SAP S/4HANA Cloud Public Edition. Okay, so how to see the API? So if I see here, come here, SAP Cloud Public Edition. If I come to API, if I come to data, this will tell all the data of SAP S/4HANA Cloud system. So SAP S/4HANA Cloud and S/4HANA on-premise is almost same API wise. There is no difference. Only thing is on a cloud, so you don't need cloud connector. Else everything is same. So now if let's suppose I wanted to get all the Mara data, product data. So I can go to this product master API. So you can, if you go and see in your on-premise also, right, you will see, you will get this one. So this is your API. First of all, if you want to see the API name, you have to just come to the configuration detail and you can get this API detail. Okay. This is your API detail, which is also available in your on-premise system and you can access it. SAP Business Central Hub has a very big advantage that it also gives you a very available stuff for the cloud version, which is all known as a sandbox URL. So basically you can access all the live data. There are some dummy data they give. Okay, so even though you don't have S4 HANA cloud or on-premise system, it doesn't matter. Okay, you just have to activate into your SAP on-premise system, and then you can directly, so basically it will give you the sandbox API as well. So the way they has to be, if you see the URL between these two, okay, production URL here, right, you can see here this till this point everything is remain same. Okay, for on-premise system you need to add host and port. Okay, which you can get it from on-premise system. If you access cloud connector, you can give your cloud connector host and port which you've set up in your BTP. Or if you use the product sandbox URL, you just have to use this URL. Now you will see lot of API detail, API reference here. If you come here, you can see lot of API detail. Let's suppose you want a product entity, you get a product entity, you create a product entity, you update a product entity, MRP area, production area, basic sales data, lot of available. So similarly, for product master, for other entity, you will get everything A to Z here. Okay, A to Z, you can get it from there itself. Okay, so if I will open that like this, so you can see a lot of APIs are available. Okay, now the question is that how CAP is trying to make sure that you can able to do this integration very easily. Okay, so CAP provides a very seamless integration known as a service task. So if you come here, if you if you come here and if you come to this part, okay, service center. Hmm, okay, so come to this service center. Okay, and now if you come to this service center, right, you will see here that mm, you will get the provider, which provider or event. So first of all, you come to the event, it will for any business event you can come here. But if you don't want an event, you just give me a moment. Just give me a moment, okay? I just saw some new feature put it here for business event. Okay, even I will check it later on. So come to this services, and you will come here to this SAP Business Accelerator. Okay, and come to this Business Accelerator Hub. And once you come to Business Accelerator Hub, it will go and try to authenticate. So first of all, let me delete this whole thing. Close all, and you can see here that you are going to create this S4 Cloud Public Edition, and just select this S4 HANA Cloud Public Edition right now. Okay, and you will see all the artifact which is present here. So basically it's the same integration. So basically CAP is integrated with API Business Hub. So whatever the API you are seeing here, you are going to see there. Let's suppose you want product data, so same product master. So come here, product, and you can see a product master, right, A to X, same thing. So you come here, you have to give your Business Accelerator Hub username. So I will directly go and give this username right now. Okay, and if you see here, you are getting all the entities. So let's suppose if you want to see the A underscore product, right, which is basically a live, you can also see the live data also. So see, you can see, get the live data. See, can you see the live data now? Similarly, if you want to get the basic text of the product, see, you are getting all the product basic text. Now, let's suppose I will choose this a underscore basic test, and how I'm going to add into my CAP application. Just click on add to CAP project. Okay, very simple, very easy. You just come here and just select that which are the services you want to add. So I wanted to add in product shop. Okay, and do you want to add a sample service? So I will say, let's suppose you want to add yes. If you will choose no, then all the service will be added. So I don't want all service, I just want a underscore product basic text, and I will click on add. Now what will going to happen, if you see here, that there is a separate an SRV, there is a separate folder will get created which is known as external. And in external, if you see here, this whole CDS artifact will get generated. So you don't have to do anything now. So you can see here, a separate service got created for you. So if I do like this CDS watch again, you will see a separate service got created. And if you come here, you will see that separate service which product master A2X sample service got created, and separate entity which got exposed. So if I click on that, can you see here? And you can see here, right? And your A underscore product basic text got exposed. Now, if you want to access it, you are not getting any data. Why? Because no database credential provided. Okay, because there is nothing in that API which is got provided. You don't have any you do you, it doesn't know where to pull the data. So if you come here to the package.json, you can see here some new production got created. Okay, production API. So what in production it is happening, that it is calling your BTP destination. Basically, it is calling your BTP destination. I will show you. So basically, you have to create a destination here. Okay, so basically, it will call you this destination. Okay, this destination. Okay, this destination. So we will create it later on. Okay, but right now we will ignore this one, and we will create a development local. Local. How we will run this whole thing locally. So what we will do in local, so development we will do, and credential we don't have a destination, right? So what we are going to do, we will do simple thing, URL. What is my URL, where I have to call? So URL you can get it into from here itself. So you just have to come here, come to configuration, and copy this whole URL. Okay, or you can just either you can do one thing, mm, you can follow this path also. Okay, that path is also very interesting thing. So what you can do here, you can copy this whole thing till here. So either you can give full, or either you can copy till here, till here, and you can give the whole this path as a path. So what it will happen, that this will get added to the path. So I will give this as a path. Okay, it's nothing but just a way. It's just a way that we do. So base URL and a path will get added. So that the whole in the end, the main URL will become like this. Okay. Now we have added the path and URL. Now let's see it will work or not. So if I will come to this one, it asks some giving some error. What is error? It cannot find module this one, because for remote connectivity you need this resiliency module. So how to add? Just put npm install and put this SDK. So what it will do, it will add this resiliency library. Okay, this will help him to connect with the BTP destination or remote connectivity service. So now I have this one. I will get one more. I have to install one more library, by the way. So I will show you up. So once I click on that, I'm getting one more error. Why? Because it is still asking that I need to create one more library. This library is still needed. This is HTTP client. It helps you to connect with any of the remote system. So I will I will do npm install. I will add this library as well. So you can see here one more library will get generated here. And now we are very good to go. So let's see. So we are good here. We are good to consume the data. Let's see. Get it. And look, we didn't get any data. Why? Error cost removal, because 401. What does that mean by 401? Can anybody tell me? Why we are getting 401? What does that mean by 401? Unauthorized, right? Now, why we are getting unauthorized? Because you cannot directly go and access the URL, any S4 HANA cloud, because if let's suppose you access on-premise system, you need user ID and password, right? Similarly, for sandbox URL, you need something called API key, show API key, right? You need that one. So what I will do, first of all, you have to log in. So let me just log in. So how you have to do that? You have to also log in here. And then once you log in here, you click on this show button, show API key. So once you click on show API key, just copy that API key, come here, and you have to just write one small piece of logic. Okay, and this logic will helps you to authenticate via the API key. So what we have to do, we have to come here, very simply, we have to come here and we have to write headers, and we have to write API key, and we have to give the API key value. Perfect, we are good now. So we will open, and here you goes with all the data. Can you see the data coming from real S4 system? Yes, no, anything. I know it's too fast, but you did you understand, right, how you are getting? Now, if you see here how this is getting called, how the query is happening. So if you see the query, you can see the query in .js file. Very simple. It is doing await cds.connect.to, means it will try to connect to your package.json, product master a2x. So if you come to package.json, you can see product master a2x. So it will come to product master a2x, it will find what is the development system, it will come to the development system, it will authenticate, and it will respond, give you the response into the result. See, so whenever you hit this SAP a underscore product basic text, right, you are getting on handler, and then you are simply requesting the query. It means you are just simply requesting all the query of the data, and you are getting all the response. Clear? Easy? And you can modify, you can add. Now you got the remote system in the data, right? You can add, you can remove, you can put it into any of the systems, you can do that part. Now you can zoom. Now this is local. So I have did the local testing, right? Now it's time to deploy the application. So what is now to deploy the application? So if you come here to the package.json, now let's come to the production system. So it asks me the destination. So you can give any destination name. So for example, I will give the name as product shop, something like that. Okay, so I will give the product shop like